Good morning Davao, good morning Mindanao, good morning North, South, East, and West. This is Gilbert Lopez Martije Katso. For the headlines: weather forecast: southwest monsoon affecting the western section of southern Luzon and Visayas. Local news: Baste slams Senator Go anew. Duterte squashed rumor that he is dead or dying. New naval chief seeks stronger ties with LGU. Davao City government approves 4 sister cities agreements. National news: Garcia orders removal of lamp posts along Osmeña Boulevard. Purak MRF alternative and Kalangitan landfill. International news: Spain starts closing Franco Sympathizers Foundation. U.S. concerned Israel's Iron Dome could be overwhelmed in war with Hezbollah, official says. Entertainment news: Travis Scott arrested for disorderly intoxication, trespassing early Thursday. Mini zoo viral over allegedly feeding live cat to python. Sports news: U.S. bounces back at Brazil's expense. Iran's down Netherlands for second win. Gilas Pilipinas to play Taiwan's Mustang in exhibition match before OQT. Featured stories: Italian island offers free accommodation to young hikers. Filipinos in South Korea share must-try food in Myeongdong district. And for the side stories, and of course, for the trivia, Eco-Adventure Capital of the Philippines. Weather forecasts: Mindanao weather condition will be partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain shower and thunderstorms due to localized thunderstorm with possible flash floods and landslides during severe thunderstorms. Local news: Davao City Mayor Sebastian Baste Duterte slammed former Senator Christopher Bungo anew, even criticizing the latter for using his father, former President Rodrigo Duterte, for publicity. The mayor shared photo of Go along with the former president in his recent Facebook post on Thursday, June 20, 2024. The photos were posted by the senator's page denying social media posts that the former president has died or dead. There is a time for everything, and the time is now to stand against tyranny, Mr. Bongo, the young Duterte said. He added, sige ra kag selfie nga naay ayuda gi nahatag, and if not selfie, ana akong amahan kay gamito nimo for publicity. He continued criticizing Go for not taking a stand, saying that Go could not stand alone in politics. Read your own caption and reflect if you are really actually doing what you are saying, he said. The mayor also called his father, longtime aide Pussy, as lang for coward. The young Duterte has already criticized Go recently for continuing to be silent on the issue the city is currently facing. Duterte told members of the media during the Hakbang ng Maisog Prayer rally in Angeles, Pampanga on Monday, June 17, that Go should make a stand on the issue his hometown is facing for he is an elected official. This was confirmed in a video posted by Senator Christopher Bungo, with Duterte beside him at the latter's residence on Thursday, June 20, 2024. Sa mga nagpakalat sa TikTok ng masamang balita kay former President Duterte, hindi po yun totoo, Go said. He is alive and kicking, the senator added. Duterte said in a video that he is not enduring any illness and that is not dying anytime soon. Wala naman akong sakit pero feeling ko hindi naman ako mamamatay ngayon kaagad, the former leader said. However, he is aware of the rumors about him and his status, considering he is already old. Mga kababayan ko, kumusta kayong lahat? Ako ay matanda at hindi natin maiwasan yung balita na ako'y nagkasakit, the former Davao City mayor said. Go reiterated Duterte's statement, although he said that the latter is experiencing some illness, but the president's condition is well. Duterte also reiterated that he is retired from politics. Matanda na ako, nagsilbi na ako sa inyo, pinakamatagal mayor, tapos presidente. Huwag kayong magtaka na mamamatay ako. Mas mabuti pang magtanong, bakit buhay pa yan? Yun pa. Pero kung sabihin mo, nabalitaan nyo, may chismis, lahat tayo, ikaw, ako, at lahat ng haharap ko, mamamatay tayo. Hindi ako exception, he said. Nilabanan ko ang lahat, lalo na yung krimen. Tapos na ako, retired na ako, he added. The former president also extended his gratitude to those who helped and supported him while he was president. The new commander of Naval Forces of Eastern Mindanao, NFEM, is aiming for stronger collaboration with the Davao City government. Commodore Alfonsin Tumanda Jr., who took command in NFEM, expressed his commitment during a council session at the Sangguniang Panglungsod on Tuesday morning, June 18, 2024. He emphasized the importance of fostering a robust relationship with Davao City's local government unit, LGU. I understand the vital role that Davao City plays in the economic and social fabric on our nation, and I am committed to work hand in hand with the local authorities to address my challenges and concerns that may arise, he said. Together, we can build a safer and more prosperous future for our community, our Davao. Tumanda anticipates initiating constructive dialogue and collaborating with the 20th City Council of Davao City residents. He highlighted that necessary of support and partnership from LGU and the community to fulfill their duties effectively. He also underscored that commitment to ensuring the safety and the security of the nation's waters, a responsibility they take very seriously. Tumanda affirmed that he and his team are fully dedicated to safeguarding Davaoenos. The 20th Davao City Council approved a sister city agreement between Davao City and Iligan City, the municipality of Calibo Aklan, General Santos City, and Cagayan de Oro City. Councilor Augusto Javier Campos III announced this decision to the media on Tuesday morning, June 18, 2024 at the Sangguniang Panglungsod, stating that the ordinance reflects a commitment to strengthen ties among Davao City's sister city, both locally and internationally. We hope for the exchange of best practices and more cooperations between these local governments and municipalities. So today, we pass for 4 locals including General Santos, Aklan, CDO, and Iligan City, he said. Campos, who chairs the International Relations Committee, noted that the 4 cities approached Davao City seeking partnerships. This exchange could involve safety and security, peace and order, or tourism. The councilor expressed hope for government to government exchange and official visits, allowing officials to learn from each other's successful policies that Davao could adopt. National News. Cebu City Acting Mayor Raymond Alvin Garcia has ordered the removal of lamps posts built in the middle of Osmeña Boulevard, which are part of the Link to Port feature of the Cebu Bus Rapid Transit (CBRT) project. After seeing the complaints and photos of the lamps post, Garcia, in a phone interview on Thursday evening, June 20, 2024, told Sunstar Cebu that he instructed the CBRT project management to remove the lamp post at the soonest possible time. I ordered him, Imbong, to remove all the lamp posts as it poses danger to the pedestrians and commuters alike, Garcia said. In an earlier interview on Thursday, CBRT project manager Norvin Imbong said that despite claims by the City Council and the City Transportation Office (CCTO) that the installation of street lights in the middle of the road along Osmeña Boulevard lack requirements permit, it has gained approval from Garcia. The newly opened 1 billion material recovery facility (MRF) in Purak Town is poised to be an alternative to Kalangitan landfill in Capas, Tarlac, which is set to close in October this year. The new MRF, run by Prime Waste Solution and owned by Filipino billionaire Enrique Razon, opened on June 5, 2024 in Barangay Planas, Purak Town. We really want to be able to provide an alternative to different local government units like a large-scale MRF like ours. Carla Peralta, lead officer for waste sector of Prime Infrastructure, said during Pampanga Press Club's new at Hughes at Park Inn by Radisson Clark on Tuesday. Peralta clarified that the 10-hectare MRF in Barangay Planas in Purak Town is not a landfill. She said a large-scale MRF will focus on waste recovery and cater to segregation, recycling, sorting, and treatment. The facility that we have is not landfill. It is not open dump site, he said. Peralta said the new MRF is capable of accommodating 5,000 tons of waste per day. She added that the facility is automated and geared toward recovery of reusable waste. International news. Spain government has begun closing down the Francisco Francos Foundation, a non-profit organization set up by sympathizers of the late dictator, Culture Minister Ernest Ortazon said on Thursday. The Democratic Memory Law, approved in 2022 by Spain's socialist government, prohibits any organization that is seen to glorify or promote the 1939 to 1975 Franco regime. A judge will make it a final ruling on closing the National Francisco Franco Foundation, the Culture Ministry said in a statement. The law aims to make reparations to victims of the dictatorships and the 3-year civil war that preceded it, in which more than 500,000 people died. Historians estimate that around 150,000 people were killed by Franco's government, while 450,000 were forced to leave the country. U.S. official has serious concern that in the event of full-blown war between Israel and Hezbollah, the Iran-backed militant group could overwhelm Israel's air defenses in the north, including the much-vaunted Iron Dome air defense system, the U.S. official told CNN. The fears, which the U.S. official said, have also been communicated to them by Israel, that the Iron Dome could be vulnerable to Hezbollah vast arsenal of missiles and drones are only rising as Israel has increasingly indicated to U.S. officials that it is preparing for the land and air incursion in Lebanon. Israeli officials have told the U.S. they are planning to ship resources from southern Gaza to northern Israel in preparation for the possible offensive against the group, U.S. official told CNN on Wednesday. We assess that at least some Iron Dome's batteries will be overwhelmed, said a senior administration official. Entertainment news. Musician Travis Scott was arrested and booked into Miami-Dade County Jail early Thursday morning and on charges of trespassing property after being given a warning and disorderly intoxication, country jail records show. Scott, whose legal name is Jackie Vermon Webster, a hip-hop artist, what hits like Sicko Mode and Fe-In, was arrested at 1:44 a.m. at Miami Beach Marina and was booked into jail at 4:35 a.m. according to the authorities and jail records. A $650 bond has been submitted to the 33 years old jail records show. Scott bonded out of jail at 8 a.m. Thursday, according to Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center in Miami-Dade County. CNN has reached out to representative for Scott. Scott is one of the premier rap artists of the last decade and is perhaps best known for his raucous live performance that have occasionally spun out of control, including a fatal Astroworld Festival show in 2021 that left 10 people died. A mini zoo in Masbate City received various negative reactions from social media users following a video of live cat being fed to a python. According to the State of the Nation report by Mark Salazar on Thursday, the video showed that cat drenched in water and sitting next to the head of the python, which also looked injured. The mini zoo owners denied the allegation and stated that this video was taken by a zoo visitor who purposely placed a cat inside the cage for a vlog. Wala akong kasalanan dahil yung tao na naglagay doon, ang purpose siguro niya ay ilagay doon sa kulungan yung pusa. Kasi vlogger siya. Proctusa Perez said, I have no fault because the person who placed in there, their purpose may be to place the cat inside the cage because they are vloggers. For the sports, USA bounces back at Brazil's expense. Iran downs Netherlands for second win. USA volleyball bounced back after its loss against Iran and outlasted Brazil in a five-seater 25-21, 18-25, 25-21, 22-25, and 15-9 on Thursday in the Manila League of Volleyball Nation League at the Mall of Asia Arena. TJ DeFalco led the Americans with 21 points from 18 attacks and 3 aces, while Maxwell Holt had 15 points as Team US improved to 4-6. The win spoiled Alan's Sousa's 26 points, outing as Brazil slipped to 6-4. Earlier, Iran claimed its second straight win after defeating the Netherlands 25-22, 22-25, 25-21, 20-25, and 15-10. Ismaila Lizad posted 29 points, while Poreya Hossein Kansade Perzea had 27 points as Iran improves to 2-8. Nemer Adel Aziz 30 points performance was also spoiled as the Netherlands fell to 3-7. In the morning, Canada 6-4 swept Germany 4-6. Day 4 of the VNL will see Iran going against France at 11 a.m., while Canada and Brazil will play at 3 p.m. Japan will return to action when it faces the Netherlands at 7 p.m. Gilas Pilipinas will play the Taiwan's Mustang in an exhibition match in Manila before heading to Latvia for the FIBA Olympic Qualifying Tournament, OQT. The Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas announced on Thursday that the game is scheduled on June 20 at the Philports Arena in Pasig. The Gilas Pilipinas U17 men's national team made a courtesy visit to Philippine Sports Commission (PSC) Chairman Richard Bachman before the team leaves for Turkey for the FIBA U17 World Cup that will open this June 29, 2024. The Batang Gilas squad led by team captain Kiefer Alas and coach Josh Reyes earlier attended the PSA forum and answered questions from the media about the upcoming tournament. We're just going to promise you that every minute of every game, we are going to give it our best, said Alas as they face a tough group stage that includes Lithuania, Spain, and Puerto Rico. Featured stories. The Proclaimer were willing to walk 500 miles for their dream, but the under-35s only have to embark on a 500-kilometer or 311-mile walking route to qualify for their night's free accommodation in Sardinia, Italy. The Legs Go in Camino initiative. Yes, they really went with that fun. Is to encourage hikers to try the historic Santa Barbara Mining Trail, which is broken down in 16 stages and takes about a month to complete. Expect cliffs, caves, forests, beaches, waterfalls, and ancient sites. The accommodation vouchers are valid from September 15 to the end of the year. So start planning now. If you only have a week to spare, a new 7-day walking trail has been launched around Italy, a spectacular Dolomites mountain range. The Camino Retico is a 170-kilometer circular route that connects 10 villages and allows visitors to enjoy the country's unspoiled bucolic delights. Aside from its Korean stars and remarkable scenery, which we will see in Barbie Forteza and David Licaucos, that the kind of love, South Korea is also known for its street foods. Here are some recommended street food items from the kababayans who Sandro Aguinaldo met in Myeongdong in Seoul, as seen in her report on 24 Oras Thursday. The Kapuso journalist first tried tanghulo, or fruit candy, which can with grapes, strawberries, and oranges covered in caramelized sugar. nakikita na rin dati ng K-drama, tapos parang nakikurious kami kasi ang ganda naman ng ma-feel din namin. Yung makikita namin sa TV. Shena Yusores, a tourist, said. Another Filipino tourist recommended fish cake and chicken skewers. And for the side stories, let's watch this. For the trivia, if you're searching for a city that capitalizes on the outdoors, you might just find Davao City, a pleasant surprise. Its sprawls covers over 224,000 hectares in southern Mindanao, among the largest in the world. This leaves ample space for environmentally friendly expansion and development. So, it is not a surprise that it is a home to environmentally sound travel and leisure activities for the family and large group of friends. That's all our news for today. Please like, share, subscribe, and click the bell button for you to be updated for the Pinoy Rab YouTube channel's activity. This is Gilbert Lopez Martije Cacho. Good morning.